Jim Murphy says he respects religion. He's led the campaign for a papal visit to Scotland. A practising Catholic, he's also comfortable with other religions. And now he wants them to be comfortable with Labour.
Faith is a remarkable power for good, but it's not for the government to practice faith or carry out faith. That's for churches, synagogues, mosques and others. But I think it's important for politicians of all parties to respect faith and those who have a faith.
But those words are hollow to many of Mr Murphy's fellow Catholics. The Church sees Labour as undermining, not supporting their values. Abortion, civil partnerships and stem cell research are just some of the issues where they feel ignored.
There has been a systematic undermining of family values, of Christian values in particular, an erosion of religious freedom in this society. We know that Jim Murphy himself has always maintained his faith, but that hasn't reflected in all of the votes that he's had. It hasn't seemed to make a big difference within Cabinet. It hasn't seemed to make a big difference in the government at all.
But Mr Murphy will be hoping religion can make a big difference to his own electoral prospects. Here in his Eastwood constituency, he's facing competition from the Conservatives for every vote. And part of their message is to emphasise traditional values like the family. The kind of values that religious voters are normally attracted to. And in this battleground constituency, whoever captures them may secure the seat.
I suspect this is a defensive action on the part of the Scottish Secretary more than anything else. It's not insignificant that the Scottish Secretary himself is a Catholic and of course that the Catholic vote is vitally important. It's also, I think, not insignificant that the SNP has been making significant inroads amongst Catholics and amongst the Muslim vote in Scotland.
But if Mr Murphy hoped his plea would be universally welcomed, he's been proved wrong. The Catholic Church, for one, is in no mood to forgive the sins they believe Labour have committed.
Well, let's go to Raymond, who's on the south side of Glasgow tonight. Raymond, as you were saying, it does seem that Labour have set out to win the religious vote. It seems to have backfired.
And it seems to have backfired spectacularly, in particular with the Catholic Church. Jim Murphy is making this speech because in a few months there will be an election which everyone thinks will be extremely close, and he needs every single vote. Now, this community represents what used to happen in the Labour Party. We have the traditional Catholic Church, but we also have a community which is a large Muslim population, two faith groups which used to vote traditionally for Labour. Now, that has declined in recent years, and Jim Murphy wants to get those votes back. But instead of soothing relations with the Catholic Church, he seems to have hit on a very raw nerve. Tonight, the Cardinal, Keith O'Brien, saying he warned Gordon Brown in 2008 that the Labour Party had been systematically undermining their values, and in that time he has been completely ignored. They are obviously very, very, very annoyed with the Labour Party and the decisions it has made. If Mr Murphy expected to get some support from the pews as a result of this speech, well, he is likely to be very, very disappointed.